Join me today as I show you the behind the scenes mechanics on how I put the garland on the steps and a neat little trick using pool noodles on the balusters. Okay, hold on. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by and welcome back to Life with MaryAnn and Joe. And today it's a little bit different kind of video because I'm not actually decorating something, but I'm showing you how I prepare it to be decorated. You know, a lot of times putting up garland on a stairway is more tricky than you think, and you want it to look as good as possible because it is an impact. If you have a big stairway like I do, it makes a big impact as soon as somebody comes in. If you have a small stairway, you can still take some of these tricks and use them, and it will enhance that and make it look absolutely great. So stay tuned today for the mechanics of how I put up the garland and the great little trick that I figured out using a pool noodle for the balusters. So today, like I said, we are back in the foyer here, and if you recall, this is Santa's sweet shop, so there's a lot of candy and cookies and things like that here. So in today's video, all I'm going to be doing is prepping the stairs for the garland. I'm going to do a treatment I'll show you in a second, and then I'm going to put the garland up, but I'm not going to decorate the garland in this video. I just want to prep it so it's ready to go. I know, I'm sorry, it's easier for me. I'm all over the place this year, and but if you put all the pieces together, you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so let me show you what I have to do first. All right, so you have to do some planning in order to do your stairs. So, for example, do you want a straight run, like, right underneath the railing, or are you going to go above the railing, or are you going to do swags below the railing? All of that is necessary for you to make sure that you have enough garland. So what I would suggest is use a tape measure and measure out the entire length of your stair railing, and then if it's a straight run, it's an easy measure, right? But if you're going to do the swags, you have to take into account how big and how many of those swags that you're actually going to have. All right, so I always start down here at the bottom at the newel post, and then I will decide on the number of swags and how many balusters that will include. You know, there are multiple techniques that you can use for your garland up the railing. Now, some people tend to put it right on top of the railing. We don't do that because we like to hold on to the railing as we go up and down the steps, especially if we have company. And, you know, when I decorate upstairs and people want to go up there, I want them to hold on to the railing. So I don't do that, although you can do that. But I wouldn't do that. Sometimes I run it right along underneath that railing in a straight run. Like I told you before, this year I'm doing swags, and sometimes you can do a swag on one side of the railing and then flip over to the other side of the railing and then flip back. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be doing the swag all on the outside of the railing. Okay, so like I said, I have a lot of railing. I have that long run and then the turn in the steps, and then the railing comes all the way around the bend. So I have to really plan it out and make sure I have enough garland and materials to cover all that. And as for me, even when I do the swags, I always do them different, because sometimes what I'll choose to do is on that straight run, the first run up where there's, I think, 17 steps right there, I do 2 big swags, or sometimes I'll do 3. But this year I'm going to be doing 2. All right, so I wanted to include the idea of the candy not only on the ornaments that I actually put on the garland, but also on the stairway itself. So I came up with this idea of using the pool noodle to make it look like a giant peppermint stick and use it on the balusters. Now, I knew I wasn't going to do it on every baluster, but I figured let me put it on every swag. This way, it's a highlight, but it doesn't become overbearing. And actually, it's really easy. All you have to do is like on the curved part of the steps, you lean it up against the railing with a pen or a pencil. You make a little line there, and you get your angle, and then you cut it with a scissor. So I did a fitting. In the perfect world, the pool noodle would have been a little bit larger and fit on the entire baluster, but it doesn't. But this is in the back and you really won't see it. So it is what it is, and I'm fine with it because it's going to be so overwhelming on the other side that if somebody notices that, God bless them, good for them. So here it is from the front angle. You can see it is on the baluster. I dry fitted. Now the next thing I had to do was get some duct tape from Walmart, and I'm going to wrap it on an angle and make it look like a giant peppermint stick. And then I'm going to place it back onto that baluster, and that will be the starting point and the midway point and the end point of the swag. So it will kind of be highlighted as the swag reaches it. So as you can see, I put it at key points on the stair railing. So I had one at the bottom by the newel post and then one in the center. So there's going to be a swag there. And then it's going to swag up to the upper part over there. Here's another look with a few more of them in place. And, you know, it's not done yet, but I actually think it looks really cute. And when MaryAnn came in and saw it, she was really surprised. And she didn't realize what I was doing, and she thought that it was the greatest idea, and I really appreciated that. So the next thing is to start putting the garland on, and you need to adjust the size of your loop between each one of the peppermint sticks and get the right curve that you want and the right dip and the right height. So it's a little bit tricky. It's trial and error. You have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. So as you can see, now what I have to do is I have to adjust it, and then I have to put the lights in it as well. That'll come next. All right, so I'm at the point now where I can put the big tree up, right? The 12-foot tree goes right there in that corner. And then once the tree is up, then I will begin to decorate the garland. So let's just review what I did here, because I know I kind of like zoomed ahead. So I added all the garland up here. Then MaryAnn came in to inspect, and she thought I needed another striped candy cane piece in that one corner up there, which I put up there so it had more of a consistent look. Because she really liked that. She was surprised when she saw it. I didn't tell her really. Well, I kind of told her, but I guess she really wasn't listening. Now, you know, sometimes you can't see it. Like you have to come around the bend and then you'll see it. Like that one up there is kind of hidden, but you know, you can't see it everywhere all at the same time. So as you move around, you will see it. Now down here on the newel post, so far what I did was I just added this garland, which I'm going to enhance a lot. And this was a wreath, and I had hot glued these. That's why there's ornaments on here already. So it's going to be a lot added to that. And then I have Chef Santa right here, because remember, it's Santa's sweet shop. And look how great he is with his curly, cute beard here, and his little chocolate, and his cookies, and his rolling pin, and his mints, and his boots, and his apron, and his little chef's hat. And he's just great right there at the newel post. Now up there, I changed it up. See, on that straight run over there, what I did was I used 4 of the candy cane balusters, and then I ran the garland across the top and then down the side. Now what will happen is I'll bring the wire up over here for the lights that come in here, and then the lights that go here, part of them are attached downstairs and part are upstairs. So that's the next thing I have to actually do. I have to put the lights in before I put the tree up, and then we'll be ready to go. And I have a lot of things swirling around in my head that I have to write down before I forget. Okay, everybody, so hope you enjoyed the mechanics of how I put the garland up, and this idea of using the pool noodle on the balusters, a few of the balusters. I guess you could put them on all of them if you wanted to get a little dizzy. But anyway, so I'll be back. Next one will probably be me decorating this garland. Okay, everybody, take care. I hope you're all doing well, and I will be seeing you really soon. Okay, bye-bye.